Ferrell disappeared in March of 2019. The 30-year-old mother of two from Avon was heading to work on March 15, 2019, and never made it.
Yeah, her car was later found abandoned on the northwest side of Indianapolis. They also found her foot in a pond in Crown Point, Indiana.
Every crime tells a story. But what if those stories whisper to us from beyond? What began as an ordinary morning ended in vanishing footsteps and a severed clue. But what if the truth rises to the surface? Will it only deepen the unknown? When justice is absent, does hope still survive? This isn't just about what was found, it's about everything that wasn't. Welcome to Shades of Crime. Today we'll shine light on the unsolved case of Najah Ferrell. Avon, Indiana is a quiet suburban town located southwest of Indianapolis in the greater metropolitan area. Known for its peaceful neighborhoods and strong sense of community, Avon takes pride in its many parks and commitment to nature's preservation. Born on October 14, 1988, Najah Ferrell grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana. Around 2016, Najah and her fiancé, whom she had been with for nearly a decade, decided to move their family to Avon, Indiana. A devoted mother of two children and a foster parent to three, Najah was known for her giving and selfless nature. Her family often spoke of the profound impact she had on their lives, describing her as the light of the family. Najah and her mother, Miss Paula Golson, lovingly referred to each other as best friends, a testimony to the deep bond they shared.
She would tell me sometimes and tease me and say, "Mom, you're my best friend." Darn, my mother, my best friend. I said, that's okay. That's a good thing.
After stepping away from her role as a stay-at-home mom, Najah was ready for a fresh start. Her sister Jaleesa stated she had begun picking up day jobs while her kids were in school. Most recently, she landed a position at a Panera Bread located in Indianapolis. According to her family, this was a job she was genuinely excited about. On Friday, March 15, 2019, Najah was scheduled to report to work at 5 a.m. for her third day of orientation. At approximately 3:15 a.m., surveillance footage captured her black 2018 Nissan Altima leaving her apartment complex. Later that day, Ms. Paula was contacted by a social worker who informed her that Najah's foster children had not been picked up from school, and that attempts to reach Najah had been unsuccessful. Knowing this was completely out of character for her daughter, Miss Paula immediately became alarmed. "It alerted me because I know Najah was never irresponsible," she said. She tried to call Najah several times herself, but all of her calls went unanswered. After picking up the children, Miss Paula contacted other family members, but no one had seen or heard from Najah. When the family reached out to Najah's ex-fiancé, he told them that the biological kids had taken the bus home as usual. He claimed the last time he saw Najah was the morning while she was getting ready for work, and he assumed she had gone in for her shift. Growing more worried, fearing that something may have happened to Najah while at work, Miss Paula called Panera Bread, where Najah had recently started working. That's when she learned that Najah had never shown up for her morning shift. That's when the family knew something was seriously wrong. After exhausting every option to locate Najah, her family reported her missing later that evening. The initial report was filed with the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department, since the Panera Bread that Najah was scheduled to work at was located in Indianapolis. IMPD began the investigation. However, once detectives confirmed that Najah had never made it to work and was likely last seen in Avon, jurisdiction shifted, and the case was transferred to the Avon Police Department. This transfer would cause critical delay, and precious time would be lost. Our investigation began moving forward Monday, Avon Detective Brian Nugent told Dateline.
So, Najah was last seen on the early morning hours of March the 15th. The information that we received on this investigation was reported to us the following Monday. Our understanding was that the Indiana Department of Child Services had received notification that Najah had not picked up her children later in the day on Friday, the 15th. That initial report was provided to the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department, who started the initial phase of this investigation. That agency then contacted Avon Police Department upon learning that Najah was actually last seen here in Avon at her residence. And so on Monday morning, our agency received that information and began moving forward with the investigative process here at the local level. From what we understand, that morning, Najah was expected to be at her job located at a Panera Bread off West 86th Street and I-465. Our understanding was that she was anticipated to be there that morning for what was the third day of her new employment orientation at that location. Employees there at Panera also indicated that she never arrived at that time for her third day of employment. And so I kind of want to walk through just what our investigators have been doing now with this case since we've had that. Understanding that the investigative process does move slowly at times, understanding that there's a lot of complexities and hardships and communication. There are some delays that frustrate even ourselves and our investigators trying to get more information to get this case resolved and to find Najah and bring her home. So as a department, our investigators have been working around the clock since this has taken place. To date, we've served and filed for over 30 search warrants. Beyond that, one of the searches that we actually conducted was a search of her residence here in Avon. We were assisted by the Indiana State Police crime scene investigators that helped us in the initial phases of conducting the search warrants on her residence in the effort to, again, gather information, provide evidence on our case. Our detectives have conducted approximately 40 interviews with individuals that live either in the area where she was last seen, her actual residence, her neighbors, friends, some of the family you see behind me here today, and trying to understand the big picture, and that's our goal. Those interviews have been conducted morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Some of those have happened early on. Some of those have happened as recently as earlier this morning on today's date.
On Friday, March 22nd, 2019, police caught their first real break. They were contacted by construction workers who had discovered personal belongings scattered near Interstate 465 and Lafayette Road. Among the items, some were confirmed to belong to Najah. Although police did not publicly specify what was found, Najah's sister Jaleesa later revealed that her ID and bank cards were among the recovered items. Then just 4 days later, on Tuesday, March 26, 2019, an officer with the IMPD located Najah's black Nissan Altima abandoned in the parking lot of Studio Movie Grill near West 86th and Michigan Road, just 2.5 miles from the Panera Bread where she was scheduled to work. Detective Nugent stated that Najah's vehicle was searched. However, no further details were released.
Metro Police discovered her abandoned car at a parking lot near 86th and Michigan Road. Officers found more of her belongings about 15 minutes away along I-65 and Lafayette Road. A state police helicopter flew over several areas on the northwest side, searching for more clues to find that 30-year-old mother of two.
I want them to find something that connects that to my child or where she is, and that they could give me answers. It was hopeful, and we kept praying.
On Monday, April 8, 2019, police were contacted after two fishermen made a grim discovery. A severed human foot was found in the pond located in Crown Point, Indiana, over 100 miles away from Avon. During the forensic examination, Crown Point investigators noticed a tattoo on the foot that read Najah, and this would prompt suspicions that it might be connected to the ongoing missing case located in Avon. Crown Point detectives would then reach out to Detective Nugent with their findings. DNA testing later confirmed that the foot indeed belonged to Najah. Even more disturbing, forensic analysis revealed the foot had been severed post-mortem.
The 30-year-old Avon mother went missing on March 15th. Then in early April, people fishing in Crown Point, about 2 hours north of here, found human remains identified as belonging to Ferrell. Now, about 1 hour ago, police announced DNA tests confirmed the remains are Ferrell. Investigators are not releasing any other details.
It's been over 6 years since Najah Ferrell was last seen, and her case remains unsolved. Police have yet to name a suspect or even a person of interest. But Najah's family hasn't given up. They continue to seek justice and refuse to let her story fade into silence. They revealed that items Najah typically wore to work were still inside her home when she vanished. One detail that still haunts them. That, along with unanswered questions and withheld information, leaves them wondering what really happened.
Colson wonders if her daughter even left the house that day.
The children still saw her work shoes there at the house. They saw her coat that was there.
The disappearance of Najah Ferrell is truly heartbreaking. A devoted mother heads to work, which should be a 20 to 30 minute drive from her home, but she never arrives. Dark, grainy surveillance footage shows her car leaving nearly 2 hours before her scheduled shift. So it leaves you to wonder, was it really Najah behind the wheel? Although a clue may have surfaced, her story still remains incomplete. Someone out there knows what happened. If you have any information, no matter how small, please contact Crime Stoppers of Central Indiana.
We don't have closure.
Colson believes someone close to Najah knows what really happened to her.
Please, yeah, to have the courage to stand up and to help someone else, Don't take that, to your grave,
No story is forgotten. No voice should go unheard. Sending my deepest condolences to Najah's family and friends. I pray that you get the justice that you deserve. Until the next time, thank you for watching Shades of Crime. And remember to pray. God's listening.
I'm thanking God that He gives me the strength to go through this, because any mother would do anything when their child is born, anything, and I mean anything. And I think that Najah would do the same for me. So I gain the strength from God, my family, my spiritual family to be here today. My heart, I can't even tell you. I would want any other mother to ever have to deal with anything like this, any other family, really, because I miss her. And she should be here, and her boys, they have never been without their mother. So I just want to say, join together and do whatever it is that you can to help us because we're all one family. We're the human race. So I just thank you.